Guys, Greg said we needed to soften the look, so he gave me an apple set. It's white, like the president's favorite people. White people, LaCroix. Okay, sorry, I'm a little out of it today. You see, I've been doing this drinking game where you take a drink every time a teenager from Florida exhibits better leadership skills than the President of the United States. So it sneaks up on you. Okay. A few weeks ago, the Senate totally botched any sort of immigration agreement we might have had, a solution for anything. There was this bipartisan bill that, Democrats, Republicans came together, put a bill, had a lot of momentum going into the week of the vote. It was old school negotiation politics, Democrats were gonna get a pathway to citizenship for the Dreamers. Trump was gonna get some money for his dumb shit wall. Everyone was gonna win a little bit. But then, the president's resident Nazis, Orrin Hatch and Stephen Miller, they were like, nah. And so the president threatened a veto of that bill, which gave all these reluctant Republican senators, the racists in the Senate, an out, saying like, well, we can't vote for this, the president's gonna veto it anyway. So then that kind of killed the bill. It lost 54-45, 6 votes short of the 60 you need to pass major legislation like that. Now, what does that mean for the Dreamers and stuff? Well, you might remember the March 5th deadline that President Trump put out as kind of like the day that DACA dies. After that happened, federal judges in New York and California, they submitted these nationwide injunctions saying that ending the program was unconstitutional. So it got tied up in the courts. The president tried to skip a few steps and take that directly to the Supreme Court. Well, this week, the Supreme Court was like, bro, you can't do that. And kicked him back to this place that he hates, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, because he tends to always lose there. And he probably will continue to always lose there, but here's the thing, he's just going to appeal and appeal and appeal until he gets back to the Supreme Court, eventually. And who's gonna be waiting for him there but his best buddy and the real damage that the Trump administration has done, Neil Gorsuch. Now he could win there. He could say that DACA needs to die and we'll have some new kind of arbitrary deadline as when DACA is done for. What does this mean for the Dreamers specifically? You can look at this a couple of different ways. There's the positive side. Yeah, we're not gonna see 800,000 people deported this month. If you have an existing DACA status, you can continue to apply for renewals. And Congress has some time to chip away and eventually find an immigration solution. The negative, if your DACA status has lapsed already, you're screwed. You can't apply for a new one. We will see Dreamers begin to get deported. And if I know Congress, they're just gonna wait until they're right up against that new deadline to try anything at all again, and they could very well fail again. So, I don't know if we can necessarily do anything by calling our senators to actually get action now, but what we can do is call them and let them know that we need this to stay in the conversation. We can tell them this is a big deal for the midterms. This is something we care about and you need to take a stance on it. We support the Dreamers, we support a solution for the Dreamers, and if you can't give us that, we're gonna vote for somebody who can. Finally, on a different note, the really fun one, gun reform, Mitch McConnell, he said today that though he hopes to find gun legislation at some point, they're gonna move on to banking bills now. I just wanna read you a quote real quick from the Alabama senator that's not Doug Jones, Richard Shelby. I'm not inclined to do anything right now except to see what comes up. We all are interested in our children being safe in schools. We're all interested in the communities being safe. It's like, how do we get there? Bro, that's your job. The getting there part. You literally write the laws. I mean, it's not gonna be a surprise to you that Richard Shelby takes money from the NRA. Almost $280,000 in 2016. And if that doesn't sum up exactly why we need to get these NRA-backed assholes out of there, I don't know what does. Kids are gonna keep dying, but at least we'll have banking legislation. Call your senators.